Greetings. We can take a quick look at a RD2000 Rhythms layout for Midi Designer Pro 2. I really have two audiences for this. First of all, the RD2000 owner just wants to get a little more familiar with the rhythms, get a little more use out of it. And also anyone that's interested in using Midi Designer Pro as a lightweight sequencer, which is sort of a hidden capability in there. So let's get started and take a look. So the basic, you have the RD2000 has the basic rhythm settings here on the left-hand side. Across the right, we've got all 201 rhythms. And I think that these are probably, the rhythms and the drums have been around since the 800 or maybe even the 700 days. They just keep getting pulled forward. And you can store each scene or a program or scene can keep one rhythm. And that's not very useful for sequencing, and it's a little hard to do it. So this will hopefully free up the rhythms a little bit more, maybe even if you just record them into a DAW or something like that to use. But let's just get started. So the first limitation is you do have to hit the play start button on the RD2000. So there we go. We just got the standard metronome. But over here you see we've got our pop beats, rock laid out, and just sort of, maybe like the Ableton light layout here where you can just bring it up and they're well behaved. They play to the end of the measure and before they go to the next one. And this side always sort of shows what's playing. You've got your tempo here. You can adjust it. Your volume, your output main sub. You can step the tempo by 1. Let's get back up there. Of course, maybe some of these little machine kits and that sort of stuff's a little funky. So you could just use this and just jump around. Okay, let's stop that temporarily. Okay, once again, you have to hit play stop on the RD2000. So the second thing I've built in here is what I call a really lightweight sequencer. And what this does is you actually can put down the rhythms you want right here in a sequence and then step through them. And which is nice is using the pedal board feature, only the rhythm you select. And so there are actually 2 pages or 2 full banks of rhythms here you can choose. You could add more banks if you wanted to. Let's just show how that works. And I have a sequence stepper here. What I've done is you can assign a button 9 or pedal or something like that to step through the sequence. And right now this is set on CC3 on channel 1 to step. So let's just get started. Go ahead and hit the we want to pull down, and that actually resends if you pull down, that resends your first rhythm here. So you see that set us to the right rhythm. So let's get started. Hit the play button. Okay. Now if I want to step through, I can either hit my sequence button here, goes to the next one. Hit on my main page, or I'm using the assign button now to sequence through. And you see if you sequence, so if you jump all the way in, it just wraps around. And you can jump to the next sequence. Once again, pull down, that will reset it to the first one. And then we can step through. So you can have as many sequences preset and loaded as you have pages here. And let's go ahead and stop that and just show. And one of the nice things I have here is there's no, if you've used Midi Designer Pro, you're used to having to calculate the lookups and that sort of stuff. There's nothing like that here. Let's go into design mode and just show you how to change one of these sequences. Come on, design. There we go. So if I want to change the sequence, I just go over here to advanced, name ticks, edit the text, and all you have here is just right in order is the list of the patterns you want. So let's just clear all that out. Come on. Delete. And so then we would just enter the patterns we want right in order. We want pattern 12. Now the one thing is we have to enter it twice. One is to show us the display. One is actually to go to the pattern. So 20 twice. And let's go to 32. I have no idea what these patterns are, but you'll see it will go right in that order. So if we close that, exit out, exit our design mode. Okay. And there, let's just give it a second to update the menu. So right there, that was how easy it was to change that sequence. And then we just step right through it in order here. So once again, just a quick little demo at this thing that has this layout that has two purposes. First of all, to free up the RD2000 Rhythms a little bit, and actually show you how to use Midi Designer Pro as a lightweight sequencer. If you want to know more about the secrets of using this, I believe I covered that in the master's course. Shows you how to set up the interposer control, I call, that demystifies unless you just type in the numbers directly. And you could use this to step through scenes, programs, lighting changes, anything like that. Anything that Midi Designer can control, you can turn into a sequence and sequence through it. Once again, I want to give a big shout out to Dan and the gang at Confusion Studios who work so hard to keep Midi Designer Pro up to date and current with the latest Apple iOS requirements. Thanks, Dan and the team.